Good early morning. That's probably what you're hearing. I just got done stretching. This is something that I do 5 mornings per week. It's a commitment I've made. It's a practice I've incorporated. And I also do a lot of breath work, deep breath work during that time. And I also spend that whole time in prayer, in conversation with the Lord. And it's not so much about me talking to the Lord. The real power has come from me listening to the Lord. It has been such a game changer in my life. In my life. Celebrate that win. It is so worth getting up an hour earlier for that. I say that because I started my stretching and posture and breath work routine again. Yes, I'm that girl. Me again. January 1st of 2024. I share with you, this was my 3rd time making this a new goal for the new year, was to start a stretch, posture, and breathwork routine. Now, I did work a few years ago with a breath coach. I bought a package of, I think, 6 sessions, and she was a breath and posture coach just to make sure that I was doing everything right. So in 2023, I didn't make stretching a goal. I was like, Tracy, you're just never going to stick with this. I mean, honey, no, don't waste your time. In 2021 and in 2022, it was a New Year's resolution, and I fell off the wagon probably by mid-January. I just was like, I have too much on my plate. I had every excuse in the book not to implement and incorporate and stay the course consistently with this practice. When 2024 was rolling around, I really had a desire again, and also I had worked feverishly the last 5-6 months to devote more time to the Lord. And it was hard for me to fit that in. So when 2024 was rolling around, I was like, let me start this stretch, posture, breathwork routine, and also in those quiet moments, spend more time with the Lord. So I committed to that, and I told myself, you're committing to this. Like, you do hard things. You can do this. Be methodical with everything in life. Be obedient. All my affirmations that are on my note cards, honestly, I give them a lot of credit that I stayed the course with many things in my life, especially overcoming adversity, resilience. I am just a better human being walking this planet today because of the work that I've done and the Lord's guidance in that. But I'm sure, so I stuck the course. We are what? We're in quarter 4. We are in quarter 4 of 2024, and I'm still at it. And I'll share this with you. On the days that I take off from my stretch routine, which is typically a rest day from a workout, or a day where I need to get cranking early. Like yesterday was a rest day, but I was still up early. I didn't do my stretch, posture, breath work. I still spent time with the Lord because that's 7 days and it's all day long. And I love it. And I celebrate saying that. I mean, look at me. I'm giddy. Just giddy. It's been such a great year in that aspect, although I've overcome a lot of adversity because I'm just such a high profile target for the enemy. So everything makes sense, but I stuck with it, and I dread the days that I have off. It's crazy how it flipped like that. And I share this. I share this excitement with you to just empower you as we are, getting closer to the new year. I hate to say that because it's like we still have to get through the holidays, but I share this with you because I know the track record of life. I know the statistics of making resolutions of some sort, and I'm not a resolutions person, but I love making goals and intentions. I know it's so hard to stick through, but I really believe that you have to think of it like a commitment, and you have to make it a non-negotiable and say, damn it, I'm getting this done. I need this. I want this. I'm going to do this. And it needs to go beyond like what I'm sharing today, where you're like, oh my gosh, I just feel so motivated. Like, thank you, Tracy. I really needed that, kick in the pants. I feel motivated. I feel inspired. That's so temporary. There's nothing I can say to empower you to stay the course. There's nothing I can say. If you did, that's all on you. You could never give someone else that credit. And don't give anyone else that credit. But you may feel a little surge, a little nudge this morning by my sharing, by my just being thrilled with being up this early when I went to bed so late, and just being so excited about my time with the Lord and my time stretching and my breath work. And I love it so much. It's literally, it's like, it's my world. I literally want it for everyone, but I can't do that. And if you feel like I want something like that too, you have to know where you can double up your time. I spent 22 minutes today. That's pretty average for me in that practice. Again, stretching, posture work, breath work, completely absorbed in what God is telling me. And literally He does. I lay there in my first pose and I say, Holy Spirit, what do you got for me? Literally, what do you got for me? And it all comes out. It's so beautiful. So if this is just motivating and inspiring, just know that, that can be your jump start, but that will never stay the course. You have to be grounded. You have to be committed. You have to be centered. You have to want it above and beyond. You have to want it above everything else. You really do. You have to have that intense excitement. I have that intense excitement. That's what gets me going. Well, that and 3 cups of coffee. I wake up in this for the first hour of my day. I'm getting ready to go do dance. I have a rotation. But it's just so powerful. It's so powerful. So I hope if you needed this today, it spoke to you. I really do. Okay. I got to get on with dance. I've got a few note cards that I need to. I keep a couple down in my stretching room, so I read my cards every day, but these ones always stay down here, and I love them. Yeah. Actually, before I leave you, let me show you how my setup. So I keep this little dim light on in my filming room, and then this light is off. So I just have a little bit of light, my heater, and I lay right there. And that's where the magic happens. And I can't tell, I literally say the magic happens. You're probably thinking this girl's nuts. As nutty as it sounds, the magic happens daily right there. And then when I need to use my foam roller, and see, I hang, my posture pump is hanging, all this comes down. When I do my foam roller, it goes there, this way for some of my moves, and this way for some of my moves, and then I just move that over. And then I always have my coffee right here. Sing praises. And then I always have So I will now get my workout clothes on, except for my socks, because I have to go practice my dance. So I carry my socks out there. Usually they stay out there, but today I'm wearing new clothes. I wear my workout clothes 3 times before I wash them. Yes, I'm that girl. And then I know this says number 1, but this is actually water bottle number 2. So this is always down here waiting for me in the morning, because I organize tomorrow, today, plan next week, this week. Tap the link, take the workshop if you haven't taken it. It is powerful. It's one of my favorites. It's amazing. That one and Live a Mastery Life are probably the most life-changing potential, maybe, is organize tomorrow, today, plan next week, this week. That's one workshop. And then Live a Mastery Life. Those, I think, could be real game changers. And the Live a Mastery Life is basically walking you through the note cards. Yeah, love that one. Should we read this one? With determination, I read this every morning. Well, 5 mornings a week. You can do this, Tracy. With determination and faith, I create a life I love. What's my intention today? What do I want to feel and experience over the next 24 hours? As I begin to probe these questions, I connect with spirit in oneness and gratitude. I visualize the day ahead. Who will I see and what actions will I take? Then I consider what qualities I will demonstrate and what attitude I will hold. Will I be patient, adventurous, loving? Life is made up of the choices I make, the love I give and receive, and the faith I hold every moment of every day. If I have been waiting for someday to come, I stop waiting and make the decision to live fully and freely right now. I set the intention to live a life I love, and I start today. Psalm 119, verse 105. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Totally forgot that I didn't put links in. I'll put links in for the 2 workshops that I mentioned. Yeah, I read that every day right now. Every single day. And then these always stay here. And so this is where the magic happens. See, the light is off. It's very dim in here. It's magical. It just really is. I wish we could all have it. Just know I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. You, yes, you, the undeserving one. I don't deserve a life like that. Oh, you can bullshit yourself all day long. You absolutely deserve to live an amazing, incredible, beautiful, divine life. Figure out what the missing link is. I'm rooting for you. I want that for you, but you have to want it for yourself. No one can do it for you. But I'm rooting for you. Me in a couple weeks for Q4 3-week intense. Better get those note cards bought. Because I added something in this round. Better get them bought. Okay. All right. Okay. When I get a little bit later, I'll just put the page to get to my workshops and replays. Scroll through there. Look for the Organize Tomorrow, Today, Plan Next Week, This Week workshop, and then the Mastery Life workshop, which will help you to create your note cards or a document, whatever. Both really powerful. Yeah. Okay, get your coffee. Get that coffee going. It's a beautiful thing. Have a great morning. Getting ready for cup number 2. Robert Greene. I'm tagging him. From my daily laws. Really? Demythologized? Demythologized. Robert. Yes, I'm tagging him. Do you know how many words I have had to look up because I don't know what they mean? This book, thank you, Robert, has stretched me in so many ways. One of the ways is I cannot tell you how many words I've needed to Google to know what it means. Demythologized. I hope I'm saying that right, Robert. Demythologized. Really? Really? You're stretching me. You're stretching me. Did you know that I do put words and meanings on some of my note cards? I hope I have a whole stack. While I've heard the word rhetoric, I like it. I like the sound of it. I like the meaning of it. So I want to use it more frequently. And that's why it's on a note card. Yes, folks. There's a lot of rhetoric going on right now with the upcoming election. But always remember, while everyone is swinging their political axe, when God already has the outcome, He already knows. He already knows who's going to be our next president. Yes, rhetoric. I started the slow cooker about 3:05 this morning. This is for Polly for the weekend. I have some round steak, slow cooking. I will cut it up into little steak bites. I think it's round steak, yeah. He grew up on round steak, believe it or not. It was cheap. 4 boys to feed, I get it. 1 income, 4 boys to feed, I get it. So yes, I just turned these. I don't know what I'm going to do with them a little bit later, but believe me, he will love it. It will be tender and juicy and good, just how he likes his steak. And the au jus, right? The au jus in the bottom. He's a lucky man. Yes, just like your husband. Yes, your partner. Lucky man. I've had this peppered gravy mix packet in the pantry for a while, so I may incorporate this. One thing about me is I can make a concoction. I am known as the concoction queen. I come up with the most random concoctions. I always say I can make nachos out of anything. I can just give me some tortilla chips. You'd be amazed what I can whip together and throw in the oven. So yes, I may utilize this and make a concoction. I mean, what man would not love a little gravy with his steak, right? What if I even made mashed potatoes? Could you imagine that? That would be a dream, and that's not a dream he's going to get. Meanwhile, I just threw a baked potato in the oven for me, and I am going to get the meal prepping going because no grandkids today, next week. So today's a coaching day and just other work-related stuff. So it's a busy one. Oh, new video on YouTube. Let me read something to you. Hold on. Today's topic, success is giving up all things at all times, all things at all times, that prevent you from success. Let me say that again. Success is giving up all things at all times that prevent you from success. Whatever your action or behavior you move towards, that weak thing, that weak action or weak behavior that you move towards, ask yourself in that moment if this gets you closer to success or prevents your success. If at that moment you decide it's worth it, it's worth it. I'm just going to give myself some grace. It's worth it. I've got this in that grace, in that worth it. Ask yourself this question. Considering it's worth it, will I be happy with this decision? Will it cause me regret, guilt, or shame after? So if the action you move towards is ice cream, okay? And, I had a hard day. I'm going to give myself some grace. It's worth it. Ask yourself this question, considering it's worth it, and I'm going to give myself that grace. Will I be happy with this decision? Will it cause me regret, guilt, or shame after that moment of worth it? After that moment of grace? Tap the link. Subject of the day, message of the day on YouTube. I'm all about grace. Love giving it to other people. I'm really good at that. I probably give grace more than I should. I have a lot of level 3 energy. For those of you that have taken the ELI Energy Leadership Index assessment with me, you know all about the levels of energy. Yes, I have a lot of level 3 I've had to work throughout my life. It still shows up. Don't forget, level 3 does have anabolic energy in it. It's not all catabolic. But most of the level 3 that I show up with hasn't served me. And it's because I give grace, sometimes too much grace. But I've also found in those moments when I've given myself grace, as I've moved towards something that didn't serve me, I wanted to believe I was giving myself grace, but I wasn't. I was actually sabotaging myself. It wasn't grace at all. Giving myself grace would have been stepping into my power, overcoming that temptation, and staying true to my word, being a person of my word. But in the moment, I was like, well, I'm going to give myself grace, right? And that's a little bit of listening to the noise of the world. Give yourself grace. We have to resist being polluted by the messages that we hear, of the beliefs that we start to get hardwired to believe, because often they don't serve us. So this weekend, challenge yourself when you have the moments of giving grace, and maybe instead of extending that grace to yourself, extend it to someone else. And check yourself if you're really giving yourself. Okay, I just chopped up the steak tips, and believe it or not, very tender already, but they'll get even more tender as they cook on low in the au jus. I just love saying that. You wouldn't think like round steak. You just think tough, right? Like, how can round steak be tender? But you put something in a slow cooker on low for several hours, you can tenderize anything. So we'll let this baby just continue. Well, folks, what's this? I don't know. That's all she wrote. It's gone. I did add some onions. Paul pretty much ate all of it, but then Chloe saw it on my stories and she came over and finished it. So it's like literally not even two. It's gone. Good Saturday morning coffee. Today's coffee is coming from the Black Dog mug. The Black Dog is another must place to visit if you are I don't know all the locations. I went to a Black Dog on Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket, on the island of Nantucket. And then I don't know if there's one on the Cape as well, but yeah, I love the Black Dog. They even have a tavern. I did eat there, but there's a lot of locations in those areas. So another great place to go and visit. I made a executive decision this morning. I did get up at 3 to forfeit my workout. Forfeit my workout. Now, I also forfeited my stretching and my dance. Not forfeiting my time with the Lord. I've already been digging deep into it, but I don't forfeit my workout too often. Take note of that, because how many times are you forfeiting something that serves you? I took a rest day on Thursday, and then my other rest day is scheduled for tomorrow because we go to early service and we have a drive to get there. And I actually try to film on Sundays right now. It's kind of part of my setup. And I try to do some of that filming before heading to Sunday service and then finishing it up if I need to when I return. And Paul actually has a client tomorrow morning, so we will have to definitely boogie back, because I wanted to go to Sam's Club, but he said we won't have enough time because he said I have an 11 o'clock client. Don't forget, you can still book Paul if you would like to. He's on the Hensel Coaching and Consulting website. Most of the clients he works with, well, there's one, I don't know if she's ever worked with me. Most of the clients that work with Paul are clients that have worked with me, or they're working with both of us, doing some sessions with me, doing some sessions with him, depending on what area they are looking for support in. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, back to why did I forfeit my workout, which now will result in me taking 3 rest days this week. That just never happens unless I'm on a vacation, or let's say I'm medically restricted. If the enemy is ruling your life, that alone maybe why you want to join this program. And then I'm on your butt every day about this. On the Facebook group community page, I'm on your butt about this all the time, challenging all your limited beliefs, all your interpretations, all your assumptions, usually about you, all about you, not even so much about other people, because this can be our worst enemy. So that alone speaks volumes. And I don't even know where I was going. I kind of segued off onto that tangent. But anyway, I am willing and choosing and in a good place. Actually, I feel great about this decision to forfeit my workout today, which means that I will have 3 rest days this week. My body is thanking me for it, for sure. Yes, definitely. I'm not, however, breaking the golden rule that I have for myself, and I get to have this rule. It's amazing. Give yourself grace. Now, we get to create our own rules for ourselves because that's what holds us accountable. You want to live a life without rules for yourself? Let me know how it's serving you or how it's not, right? I avoid at all cost taking a 3-day stretch of rest days in a row. So that's a golden rule. That is not going to happen unless I'm on vacation with my kids and I'm willing to forfeit my workouts because I want to sleep in, because I'm staying up late celebrating my wins with my children. Beautiful gift. I love that. Or I'm medically restricted, which never really happens. I mean, March of 2023, I had surgery. So clearly I was, I had to avoid exercise for several weeks, but that is a golden rule. So I'm not breaking a rule for myself, and a rule that I propose. I can only propose to my clients because I can't make anyone do the work, but I propose to them to implement that rule because it will keep you in check. If you go away for the weekend, you're going to look at your calendar and you're going to say, okay, we're leaving Friday after work and we're not getting home until Sunday evening. You're going to have to say, I can't take Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off, all 3 in a row. So when am I going to get that workout in so that I honor the rule of not taking a 3-day stretch? And that gets you thinking and that gets you planning. Again, organize tomorrow, today, plan next week, this week. So I am working on 3-week intense for quarter 4. I've wrapped up the diet portion and the water drinking portion, which you would not think would be, it would have to be so complicated, but people complicate it. I'm sure they complicate other things in their life as well. As Jack Nicholas, I think it was Jack Nicholas said, the 6 inches between your ears, that's your biggest problem, right? The 6 inches between your ears. I think it was him. Sorry if I'm not quoting the correct legendary golfer. So getting ready to move on to the exercise portion, I wanted to jump on because that portion of 3-week intense, I think, scares some people and maybe prevents them from joining this program, even though they kind of want to join. I'm telling you, just join. You'll love it. You won't regret it. Read the testimonials. I'll make a note too. So I say we because Haley is very much part of 3-week intense. We wouldn't be where we're at, ladies, without Haley. So let's just give her some praise and recognition. I'll tag her because then she'll get this. But we take a recording of the age of members for each round. And I think women maybe in their 50s or 60s, let's say, may avoid signing up because they don't feel maybe they're worthy, good enough, conditioned enough to join this wonderful program that will help you, that will get your butt in gear, because we know what you truly want. What you want and what you choose to do may not be aligned, but we'll work on that in 3-week intense. But if you need that reassurance, let's say you are in your 50s or 60s, have I had anyone in their 70s? I can honestly say I don't believe so. But I've had 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. And some rounds, I would say us more seasoned ladies, you know what I mean, like 50s, 60s, we dominate. We dominate that round or whatever. But the program is, although there's requirements to follow, it meets you where you are. Oh, going back. So I'll see if Haley can get a measure, get a number of we're going on round 10 here of 3-week intense. If she can get that number of a breakdown of who joins in what age bracket, and I'll have her put it on here, just because someone may need that. I don't take your power away, folks, in 3-week intense. I'm not telling you what to eat. I'm telling you some things you need to avoid while doing the 21-day program. And I give some suggestions and I provide a lot of resources for you to choose what diet or nutrition plan you're going to follow. Your exercise routine, I can't control that because I have, from conditioned like me, I mean, I have some women join that they train like I do, all the way to deconditioned, meaning I haven't been on a cardio machine I've never touched a weight in my life, and I haven't been on a cardio machine in 20 years. Well, you're going to get back at it, I assure you, but it's not going to be on my terms or this person's terms. It's going to be on your terms to meet your need, where you are today and what condition you're in. Now, the other categories, which, well, water, I do kind of not give you flexibility there. Oh, people try to flex me. I'm not super flexible. Sorry. Yeah, it's intense for a reason. Choose your hard, right? Choose your hard. Trust the process. Speaking of all the note cards, if you intend or are already registered for quarter 4 3-week intense, please look into buying the index cards that I use. They are such great quality. Oh, I have one right here. I mean, they're everywhere. Everywhere around me. I'm like a pacifier. They are the best quality. You'll need those. You'll need 21 of them. I know. Yeah, join the movement, folks. It's getting better and better. So you will need the note cards. Have something to put them in. Maybe the case I use. Plan to give up a few things. Okay. Plan to we're going to do some decluttering in 3-week intense. We're going to do some, it's not really fall cleaning or spring cleaning, but we're still going to declutter a lot in this round. There's going to be a decluttering requirement for everyone. I'm looking at my notes. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of affirmations. It's going to get pretty deep. Yeah, we're going to have 2 piles. Release or cultivate. Release or cultivate. So there's a lot of practices that take place with 3-week intense to build you into the person that you desire. And I don't have that answer. Again, I can't control what happens and what people do with it. But there's a lot of practices that you will implement and tools you will implement that hopefully you can take beyond this program. I can't really give you in-depth more because I haven't worked on those areas yet. Right now, I've just covered the diet portion, the exercise portion, the water drinking, but and you'll have a lot of accountability, and you'll have a lot of seeing me to push that envelope with you. So I need to wrap up because it's 3 minutes after 5 and get another cup of coffee and continue to plug along to prepare for starting to film all the different videos that you will get with this wonderful program. Oh, one other thing. If you plan to join, make sure you have a book ready to go. It can be a book you're currently reading, and it must be nonfiction. It must be a growth book or educational book of some sort. So nonfiction, something to grow you, something to stretch you, or to just get more knowledgeable in an area. That also works. It can be a book you're currently reading, but it must be a physical book. This cannot be on audio. I have my book. It arrived this week. I actually started it last night. I devoted 30 minutes to starting it. I have had the book that I bought in my task list for 3 months to give me time to decide if this is the book. Because I already devote 7 days per week of reading already from my daily word, from my second devotional, from my daily laws. So I already have 7 days of reading, but during the 21 days on this program, I will have an added book. And I don't make impulsive decisions. If someone recommends a book to me, well, I'm always curious why they recommend it. Why do you think this book is a good fit for me? Because I don't read books in an area I'm strong in. That would just be counterproductive. I read a nonfiction book in an area that I need to be stretched. So think about that. Think of an area you need to be stretched, not an area that you're already knocking it out of the park. Share what book that is in an upcoming YouTube video that's coming out on Sunday the 27th. So watch for that video because then, so like a week from Sunday, I think, That way you'll have time to order it if it's something that you want to read and join me. But yes, it is interesting when someone recommends a book to you. I recently had a book recommended to me, and while I don't doubt one bit the book is amazing, I listened to probably 10 to 12 YouTube videos where the content creator reviewed the book. And most of the content I listened to praised the glories of this book. Only a couple kind of said, not so much. But what was interesting is after listening to the 10 to 12 videos, nothing confirmed to me that this would be a good book for me. I think it would be an amazing book. I would probably recommend it to many people based on what I found or observed. But I didn't really feel like this was a great book for me because everything that I heard is already a well-oiled machine in my practices, in my rituals, in my routines, in my repertoire, okay? So I'm already checking off, I feel like, the boxes that are discussed in this book. So how am I going to be stretched? Yes, I may have a takeaway, but I'm looking to be stretched, not to walk away with a nugget. I didn't feel comfortable asking the person why they felt this was a good book for me based on the fact that in my mind, I check off all these boxes because I didn't want to offend the person. That wouldn't be my intent. So I just let it go and was very thankful and said, I'll add it to my list. But I also was very honest and said, the timing isn't right for me right now, but I will keep it, in my little log that I have of books. So I share that because I want to encourage you not to read a book just to confirm where you're great, right? I mean, no. While that is nice, you're just confirming where you're strong. Do you need that? Maybe that's what you need, is to be confirmed that I'm good in this area. Because maybe I don't believe it for myself. Well, believe it. You're really good. Just say, I'm great in this area. A great book, never read. Listen to many, 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 many reviews on it to see if it was a worthy book for me to read, is Atomic Habits. But every single video that I listened to reviewing this book just confirmed areas I'm already strong. So I said, I don't know that this book is going to stretch me to where I need to be stretched. So I share that. Don't get caught up in the story, as most people do. Listen to the message. Make sure what you're reading, if it's nonfiction, is stretching you somehow. Maybe in knowledge, right? You want to learn how to take photos, whatever. You want to stretch your knowledge on, let's say, macronutrients. Okay. All right. You want to stretch your knowledge on investing. Okay. But if you're already great in those areas, don't read something just to confirm your greatness. The goal with the nonfiction is to stretch you. So I chose a book that, while I'm already checking off the box in this area, I have a burning, fiery desire to build on it, to capitalize on it, to stretch, to get stronger, to get wiser, to become more convicted. Okay, and I sat on it for 3 months. I never made an impulsive decision. I also didn't choose the book that someone recommended to me. Are you thinking, wow, that's pretty confident? Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Wow, that's like knowing yourself. Yes, it is knowing yourself. Wow, that's being really certain of yourself, not wishy-washy. Yes. is what we work on, folks. Join the movement.